Right. Hey Jams, today is another big day. It's my second ever interview with a really cool and talented R&B singer named Poet22. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm feeling very good, very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's, gems with Jim.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so we've got to talk about your album Chrysalis, which
Yes.
first of all, that's just a really cool name. How did you come up with that name?
Well, when I started making the album, it was in the beginning of the pandemic,
Mhm.
um, and 2020. And basically I had kind of felt like everyone else, like very isolated from the world. Um, but I was kind of thinking about like all the growth that was going on as well during this isolation. Like I guess the isolation that I went through wasn't in vain or something,
Mhm.
or just
Mhm.
like me being able to take that kind of moment of reflection and turn it into something, or really just express myself, I'm being honest, because I didn't really turn anything into anything,
Yeah.
but just being able to sit down and reflect and express myself. But yeah, and I felt like, because I was 18 when I first started making that album. I'm 20 now.
Mhm.
So obviously some of the perspectives that I had then, like I've even grown from just, that little section, but I would just wanted to highlight the feeling of being a young woman and kind of feeling like you're going through this like change and like this growth, which everyone goes through, woman or
Yeah.
not,
Mhm.
but specifically during a very
That trying
tumultuous
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it tested all of us. So would you say the message of the album is growth then?
of course,
Yeah.
yeah. And then also just important, like just the journey as well.
Yeah.
Um, being able to come out on the other side, whatever the other side looks.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. No, we're all survivors. Like, when you go on a really scary roller coaster and they give you a t-shirt, that's what we should get for surviving 22.
Yeah.
Yes, what we should. Oh my goodness. So it took so from 2020, did you finally finish the album this year?
I wrote and recorded it 2020 through 2021. I think we finished the recordings that summer, because I was traveling back and forth
Yeah.
to Baltimore because Tamira executively produced that album, the entire album. And yeah, it was just it was a lot, but yeah, we took the time and we recorded it, even though it was really hard to travel considering it was the pandemic. Yeah, so I think we got it done pretty quickly. I didn't really have any hard times, especially considering Tamira helped a lot as well. Like Tamira sent some melodies, like for the song Usual. Tamira came up with like the melody for like the hook of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty collaborative for the most part.
Yeah. So what would you say is your favorite song on the album?
My favorite song, I feel like it changes all the time.
Yeah.
Um, it really depends on my mood. I love the intro track. I love Comfort. I love Comfort just because I think it's
Yeah.
really important to have like an intro track that or the first track of an album should like kind of, I guess, like kind of set the energy
Yes.
for
Yeah.
it. And I love Comfort for that reason. Yeah.
That's good. So what was the inspiration behind Comfort?
Um, the inspiration behind Comfort. Well, when I was sitting down and I was writing it, because that's the thing, like y'all hear the full finished version, but like when Tamira sends beats, I just hear the beat. So just playing off of her energy and what she decided to put on that beat, like just like the vocal melodies and that, and well, like the like, and they're like little, I don't know, I just think it was really I just think it was really cool. But yeah, so I feel like the inspiration with that was me, like in my head, how
Mhm.
I saw it as I was writing. I was writing from like a higher version of myself, like
Mhm.
listen to your body, like that stuff. Cause like I know what I should be doing
Yeah.
essentially. Like everyone kind of to an extent knows what they should be doing. Like we all get told to like relax and you know, trust in God or just whatever, you know, higher power you believe in. And like to an extent, of course, like I know that and I trust in that, but like I'm still a human. I'm still a human. And you know, I get anxious, I get worried, like if I'm doing enough, if what I'm even doing is worth doing. Like I don't know, I get really in my head a lot of creatives are like that. But yeah, so I guess that I like that song a lot just because it kind of reminds me to ground myself and like what really matters essentially in life.
Yeah, that's a beautiful message. That's a great message. So while you're working on the album, did you ever face like writer's block?
I don't think it was so much writer's block. It was just mostly figuring out which songs were like really fit and like how to sequence the songs. That was, I feel like, the most challenging aspect of it. But other than that, I didn't have really any trouble writing the album. I was just, yeah, I mean, like not like, oh, I didn't have any trouble writing, not like that. But just like it just came really naturally, really easy, because a lot of the stuff that I was talking about, you know, I was either currently going through or had went through at some point. So being able to just pull from my experiences, which were really fresh, it was pretty easy for that. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when you have the inspiration, it just pours out like all at once. Yeah. So you said that, you know, Tamira Slade executive produced your album.
Yes.
And everyone, I want you to understand that she's 21 years old. So that is amazing to executive produce an entire album. So, but what made you want to work with her?
Everything. I mean, well, I guess I'll just talk about how we first met. We first met like through SoundCloud. She loved this producer. The first song I ever the first song I ever released was entitled Better. And a lot of my stuff, because I didn't have a producer back then, I was just looking at freebies on YouTube. So one of the beats that I found was by this producer called Young Swisher Beats, and she was looking up Young Swisher Beats to like listen to some of his beats, and my song had popped up, and she listened to it, and she told me that she thought that like I was someone who was already like developed and and like but I was literally like, I think 17, 16, 17, somewhere around there. And she had to like stalk and like Neve and Max, like the reverse Google, yeah, because I was in high school. I wasn't trying to be Poet22 yet. But yeah, so she found my Instagram page and she followed me, and I followed her back because I was like, Black woman in music, yeah. But I don't think I had like really, I didn't scroll through her page enough. And then I think maybe a month or two later or something, she had posted some beat that she had, well, I know exactly which beat actually. But she had posted a beat that we later released the song Midnight. Yeah. And from that beat, me and her have just been really cool. Yeah, I DM'd her. I was like, this is fire. We need to work together. So yeah, she was like, okay. And we kind of clicked from there.
Oh, that's lovely. Now, what are 3 words you use to describe your album?
Vulnerable would be the first one, because I challenged myself to be very vulnerable with it. Let's say healing, definitely healing. And I'm gonna say maybe not inspirational, but let's say uplifting. Let's say uplifting. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, no, the whole album, like I love it. I love the entire album. So good. Yeah, it's great. I keep telling people, stream it. It's a great album. Now, would you say that like you're exclusively an R&B artist, or would you want to branch out into?
I wouldn't say that I'm exclusively an R&B artist. I feel like I just have an affinity for R&B because like I was raised on R&B. Yeah, my mother played a lot of Aaliyah,
Mhm.
like neo soul. Like neo
Yeah,
soul R&B is like what I love
yeah.
personally. That's the sound that I just lean towards. But yeah, no, I don't really foresee myself. Okay, so basically, I don't know. I just have like a thing, not so much against the word rapper, but I just don't
Yeah.
know if that like I
Mhm.
don't see myself as a rapper.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the song Over It on the
Yes.
album. Yeah. You have songs like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I like making music and whatever genre it is, that's what it is. But I don't think I would ever like officially call myself a rapper.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Mhm.
but that could change. So don't quote me on that.
Um, all right, so the first song of yours that I heard was Body Language, which is
Yeah.
just, oh my God, I love that song. Like, I had it on repeat the other day. I was like, oh my God, it's so good. Now, can you like tell me the inspiration behind that song, the meaning behind that song?
So basically, I was hanging out with this dude that I thought was cute. Um, and I knew that he thought I was cute too. And you know, like when you are first starting to get to know people, like in the beginning, especially with dating, like things are really flirty. Things are very like in the air. It's like, ooh, like what's gonna happen next?
Yeah,
So I kind of just wanted to capture that energy and I guess demonstrate that. But I don't know. I also feel like me specifically, because I was like really risque with that song at the time, because I think I made that again at like 17.
yeah,
So I was like, I don't know how like my mom's gonna feel about something like this. But yeah, but I released it anyway because I'm like, I'm about to be grown. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is only the beginning, actually. So might as well, go ahead, get used to that. But yeah, so I guess just being like flirtation in the beginning of like a relationship or just the anticipation of like what's to come essentially is what body language is about.
Yeah, yeah. So I saw your interview on 100 Miles from Home, and you kept saying how it's good to fail and it's good to like write bad stuff. It's
Hmm.
good to get all that practice out of the way. So, and then you said that you finally released Perfect Timing in 2019. So, and I listened to that. Oh, beautiful. So, like, so what made you like want to finally release music at that point in time?
Um, after I released Better, there were a few, I think I released like a few like little throwaway tracks in between then. But specifically with Perfect Timing, I knew that after I released a single, like in my head, I've kind of made up to myself that like I'm an album artist, like, so I like working on projects just because like I like comparing how things started versus how they end, because like most times how things start they look completely different by the time you get
Yeah.
done. And I think that's a very beautiful thing. But also I feel like people are able to connect with me more through an album
Mhm.
than a single, especially considering I'm a new artist, I'm an independent artist, like, and building that connection is very important for me because I don't want to get somewhere and people have no idea who I am.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? So yeah, but with Perfect Timing, um I had basically kind of been going back and forth in my head if and I continue to do this if like music was right for me, because like I didn't really grow up with musicians around me. I am like I didn't even realize this until I was having a conversation, but I'm the first musician in my family.
oh, wow.
So like of course like I have people who are like affinity towards music, like make goofy little songs and stuff like that, but like who do it as a career, like I'm the first one. So I just didn't know if that was even a possibility for me. But with Perfect Timing, I kind of just had fun with it. Again, I was looking at beats on YouTube, seeing what I liked, what I didn't like. All of that entire like little EP is not mixed or mastered. That was just me in my bedroom.
Wow. That's so impressive. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was just me in my bedroom, doing what I thought an artist should do.
Yeah. And you were 17 at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. So when you released Perfect Timing, how do you think it was like perceived by people? And do you think their reactions have like encouraged you?
Okay. So like I said before, I was in high school when I first started making music, and I was a very quiet kid. Like I wasn't like I wasn't quiet to the point where like no one knew me. Like people knew my face because I was like at every Black event. But but I was a very like, you know, to myself type of person. So I didn't even really tell people that I was making music. I was just releasing music like privately. Like my my school life and my music life were completely separate. And basically the only people that really knew that I made music was my best friend and my other close group of friends. And I remember when I released Perfect Timing, and my friend Joey, shout out Joey, we had this like I think it was a screen printing class where you can make like t-shirts and stuff like this. And well, not stuff like this. I don't know why I thought had my own merch on for a second, but yeah. And he made like merch from our screen printing class in high school, and like my entire friend group had like Perfect Timing t-shirts on.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, so it was like a group of like 10 kids with like the same t-shirt on when the album released. And I know people were looking around like, what the hell? Like, why do they have matching t-shirts on? But yeah, so I guess that would be, they probably thought that was a little strange. But I didn't really tell anyone that I was making music, like not even my mother. I showed my mother yeah. And it's not because I thought that she would like disapprove. Like I know that my mother is like, she's relatively supportive of most of the things that I do. I'm a little eclectic, so my mother has to check in and be like, is this a phase or is this something you really want to do? But yeah. So I didn't really even tell my mom that I had released like that project, and she starts the album off like that voice clip in the beginning of Perfect Timing. So that's kind of, I should tell her that eventually. But yeah, so I don't know. I was just in my room, like I said before, trying to get these little pieces together to form a story. Yeah.
That was so good. No, I loved it. I also love like the little interlude where you've got like whether it's like your little cousin or your little niece and you guys are ABC. I love that. No, that's great. It's great. Now, so for your music career, like what do you want for your music career? Like your short-term goals, your long-term goals?
I mean, I try not to put, okay. Obviously, I want to be like financially stable off of music. I want to be able to have like a really close knit, like I want to be like this with people who listen to my music, because obviously, yeah, that's really it. I just want to make good music and see where it takes me. I don't really want to put like too many parameters or like restrictions around myself, because I fear that maybe like if I tell myself I want to get like 1 million streams this year, and then I don't get 1 million streams this year, does that make me a failure? No, not really. You know, it just means that, you know, you might need to get your marketing game together. But Yeah, I don't know. I just want to be able to connect with people who I guess like the same things that I like. And
Yeah.
I just, especially with Chrysalis, like it's just been really amazing to see how people are able to connect with the album. And it's very shocking to me still, like, because like I'm a music lover. Like I like listening to music, I like finding new music. Like all underground artists, like I'm into that.
Yeah, yeah,
But now I guess kind of like I guess switching into the role of being the artist now from being the fan, and I'm still a fan, but
oh
also being
yeah,
an artist and a fan, it like
yeah.
it's different because like people someone like DM me and told me that like they listened to Comfort and they cried, and I was like, what?
Wow.
Like I don't know, it's just it's strange, like in a good way of course, but like
Yeah,
it's different being able to like watch that progression, if that makes sense,
yeah,
and the switch in myself.
yeah. So were you 17 when you wrote your first ever song, or did you write songs before that?
Oh no, I was writing songs before that. Yeah. The first song that I was talking about in the 100 miles from home, it's a mouthful. Um 100 miles from home interview. Like I said before, my mother, her boyfriend was a producer and he used to like just have like random beats playing all the time.
Yeah.
But the first song I guess I ever recorded was the one that he just made me come in there and freestyle. When I was like, bring up the party music. Like I was like, I don't know, I think it was like 8 or something. I was like, I
Yeah.
was a tot. I don't know how
Yeah.
short I was. I was really small though.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah, that was the first one that I can think of like really being like, oh my God, this is mine. Cause he burned it. He put it on
Yeah.
a CD and I took
Oh,
it
nice.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it home and I played it on my Brat's CD player. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's,
but yeah, that one, I guess Bring Up the Party Music was my first ever single, you know.
yeah. That's like Black Eyed Peas kind of.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, would you say like that gave you the courage to pursue a career in music, or what gave you the courage to pursue a career?
You know, strange enough, that did not give me a courage to pursue a career in music. I thought I was gonna be a journalist. Yeah, thought I was gonna be a journalist because I love to write. That's
Yeah.
how I first started. I really love to write. And we had this like poetry like section in our class. I don't know what grade it was, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But we had a poetry section and we did like haikus, and I was obsessed with the haikus, like specifically because one, they were short. I could get the
Yeah.
done. Yeah, I could get the assignment done quick and easy, but also at the same time, like having to be able to pace yourself and have like being able to say the most like I guess descriptive thing, but as short as possible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know. I was like, yeah, get straight to the point.
Mhm.
So yeah, but also being able to like keep the rhythm and you know, not go over the 575 thing. But and I feel like that really helped with writing music, because then that showed me how to like catch the rhythm of or how to pace myself in a song. And that really helped to this day. Yeah. um so I started off writing, but I guess what really gave me the courage to pursue a career in music, I feel like I get it every day, like in different ways. Because I wake up one day and I'm like, this is what I want to do. I'm
Yeah.
so pumped about life, you know, I'm a
Yeah.
musician. And then other days, like I'll be like, wow, okay, this is a lot. I love what I do, but this is still a lot. But being able to now, because like I said, I'm growing. I'm in my 20s now, those 20
Yeah.
somethings. Shout out to Za. But being able to separate, I guess, the music from the actual business aspect of being an artist, which is kind of a hard switch because in my head, like I just love being in the studio and like working with Samira and like singing random things on microphones. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's fun. Like it's come like when I come in here, especially if it's like multiple artists, not just when I'm working alone.
Yeah.
Like the collaborative aspect of making music, I think is very beautiful and it's very fun to
Yep.
be able to form something with a group of people, like,
Mhm.
and be able to like throw and bounce ideas off of each other. I think it's really great. But I guess just little by little, every day I'm learning, what gives me courage to keep going on. But I think just knowing that this is what I love really just keeps me tied to it. So
Yeah. Yeah. What's the saying? When you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely get the whole poetry thing. I got into poetry as well in like elementary school, and then
Mm-hmm.
I've just been writing ever since. And it's like it's the best form because it really is quick, straight to the point. Like some people are like, "Oh, could you write a novel?" And I'm like, "No, I couldn't. I couldn't. I could not."
Exactly.
But so that definitely, I mean, you being into poetry definitely led to you being Poet22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where does the 22 come from though?
Um, okay. So when I first started deciding that music was what I wanted to pursue, because like I feel like I always kind of deep down knew in my heart that that was what I wanted to do. I was just trying
Yeah.
to, follow society's standards and be like,
Yes.
go to college and do this, not talking down on people in college. If you in college, do what you gotta do. I'm rooting for you. Yeah, midterms
Yeah.
be fighting back. But
Yeah.
yeah. But like I need to go to college. I need to do like I had to let go of other people's like what other people wanted me to do
Yeah.
because especially growing up being like a tag kid, like the little talented and gifted programs,
Yes.
like they will really put a lot of stuff on you. So like I said,
Yes.
I thought I was gonna be a journalist.
Mhm.
So yeah, just being able to release other people's expectations of me,
Yes. Yeah.
and learn how to define myself, like specifically like as a young woman and as a Black woman. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, you're always like weighed down by other people's expectations, and you're like, oh, I have to do this and this and this so that
Mhm.
like everyone will be happy with me. But what matters is your expectations for yourself, not anyone else's
Exactly.
expectations of you. Yeah. So no, it's great. And so, what would you say is like the best part of making music? Is it like being in the studio? Is it performing in front of an audience? Is it writing the lyrics? What is it?
I love to write. I do. I love and like I'm trying to get out of it now, but like I like to write and I like to write alone. um, and it's not like an ego thing where I'm like I don't need anyone to help me because like
Yeah.
I don't got no problem asking for help
Yeah.
for a verse. But yeah, just being able to be by myself, I feel like I can get as weird as I want to get because
Yes.
sometimes like you can't do that. And I'm used to making music like by myself because I didn't tell people that I made music for a very long time. So I'm used to being able to just be in my room and like, hum a little bit and then the song's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So getting out of that, but I love performing as well. I get really nervous before I perform just because like it depends on where I'm at. It depends on where I'm at, but I try my best to switch it off like once I'm on
Yes.
stage because mm-mm.
Yeah, you can't be like, ooh, you can't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
But I do have fun when I perform. It's not like I don't dread performing. It's not like, oh my God, I have a show. It's like, oh God, okay, I have a show. Let me prepare.
yeah.
Let me make sure everything is everything. But I like performing though, especially if there are women in the front row.
Mhm.
Because I love like specifically with Crush, like there was this one time I was performing it and this girl had came with her boyfriend and I was singing it to her. I didn't care.
Yeah, yes,
Like because crowd interaction, of course.
yes,
And I wasn't trying to be weird, but I was
yeah,
like, hey girl, like
yes, yes, yes. No, it's
like I feel like people specifically in the front row too, like you have to be hype. Like if you're in the
yeah.
front row, like you need to be hype if
Mhm.
you're yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So I like getting hype with the girls in the front row.
yes.
Yeah.
So when you do have these nerves before you perform, like, what do you do to like calm down?
Um drink tea. Drink tea.
Yeah,
Yeah. About yeah. Like me personally, I follow a lot of like vocal coaches and stuff like that. Just because I know that I'm definitely doing something wrong and I will be investing in a vocal coach
Yeah.
eventually. But because you know, vocal technique is very important. But yeah, I drink tea, I warm up, and I go over my songs. Like I go over the entire set list.
Yeah.
And I obviously pray. Yeah, I pray before I go on stage.
Yep. Yeah. No, very important. Yeah. God and everything. All right. Who would you say are like your biggest musical inspirations?
Biggest musical inspirations. First off, Lexi Alajay. Lexi Alajay, she's a rapper. Love her. Grew up on her music, was listening to her since middle school. Definitely influenced the way that I write. Yeah, amazing, amazing artist. Second off, who else? I feel like Beyonce. Everybody loves Beyonce. Like, come on now. Everybody loves Beyonce. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like she's a culture icon.
Yes.
Um, who else? I feel like Aaliyah, like just a lot of the early 2000s acts, because I was born in
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah.
A lot
Same
of
here.
the early 2000s acts, yeah, they really do it for me. Like Sierra,
Oh, yeah.
TLC,
Oh, yes, please, no scrubs.
that's more 90s,
Yeah, but yeah,
but yeah, like all the girls around that era
yeah.
really do it for me. Also, I realized that I kind of branched off before from I didn't finish telling you what the 22 represents, but
Oh,
basically,
yeah.
but I get so excited. I'm just so happy to be here.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm super excited. Let's go.
But
Yeah, okay. What's the 22?
yeah, but basically the 22 just represents me choosing my own path in life and knowing that I'm doing the right thing. And I was born on January 22nd, so I just feel like it's my lucky
Oh,
number.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but back to my inspirations. Yeah, Beyonce, all the early 2000s girls, like Cherish and like the do it, do it, do it, like that really did something to me, especially like down south, rap down south, like R&B, down south music, period. Like they was really ruling the 2000s. Like they had
Yeah.
everybody by the necks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amy Winehouse was also like one of the
Oh,
first,
love her.
yeah, one of the first musicians or artists I found on my own. So she definitely, that definitely affected me creatively. Love her.
Yeah. So who would you say are like the biggest supporters of your music career?
Biggest supporters in my music career. I would say my best friend, because she's been listening to my bad music since, well, not bad music, but like she listened to the bad stuff before it got good.
Yeah.
All the drafts before I really started making music. And I feel like basically, yeah, my friends in general, because like I said before, I didn't really tell anyone that I was making music. Only people that really knew were my close friends, and they were really supportive about it. They were like, you need to release music, you need to release me. Like people,
Yeah.
my friends were bothering me for years. Like, they were like, you need to start releasing yourself. Like I don't know why you're not releasing it. Like I was like, no. But you know, I got over myself. And now we're here. But I think having a solid friend group or just support system in general is really important. If you're going to be a creative or a person in general, you need that support system. But
Yeah.
especially being an independent artist, like you really need that support system.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Would you want to be with like a record label in the future?
I'm not opposed to it, but I just don't like the idea. And of course, it depends on your lawyers and how good,
Yes.
the contract is. But I really feel like if we're in an era of being able to own our masters, like why not?
Yeah.
Consider like all the things that Black musicians had to go through before, like just to get played on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't take that lightly, being able to own what I make creatively.
Yeah. And like you also have a lot more freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so many artists now, they're like, you know what, I'm over the labels, like, and they're just leaving. So I
That's
mean,
true.
yeah.
But I mean, like there are artists like Tinashe, like she got signed and then like she left her label after she fulfilled whatever deal that is, and now she's an independent artist and she's a successful independent artist.
Yeah.
So I feel like labels are good. It depends on, like I say, your contract and like what type of artist you are. Are you an album artist? Really? Like, do you want to burn yourself out with albums? Like, if you're that type of person, or yeah, it just depends. Every person is different, so each circumstance is obviously different. But for me personally, I like the fact that I know everyone involved in the music that I like to make. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I get to make the final call.
Yeah, yeah.
They get released, who would get released to, like just being able to own things. Yeah.
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 And you don't have to make so many compromises on what you want or have to fit a certain
Exactly.
box, Yeah, you really do have a lot more freedom. So like who are like the top 3 artists you want to collaborate with in the future?
I feel like obviously Kehlani.
Yes.
Like I said, I've been listening to her since middle school. Like that's my fave. Like that's my day one fave. Who else do I want to collab with? No Name, love No Name. Leon LaHavas, like her voice is insane. And she was mentored by Prince. Like, so you just gotta put some respect on her name.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, wow. Oh my goodness.
Who else? Mariba. I think Mariba is insane. Mariba is insane. Like her music by herself and her music with Spillage Village is top tier. So I would love to just sit just next to her in the studio, like hand her a water bottle. I don't even gotta sing.
Yeah.
I just want to sit there.
Okay, what's like your dream venue to perform at?
Dream venue. I got to see Selena in concert in Chicago, and the House of Blues Chicago is a really beautiful venue. So I feel like, and my family's from Chicago, so I feel like doing like full on and like sold out show in Chicago would be insane. Yeah.
That'd be nice. Now, do you have any like advice to share for up and coming artists?
Don't try and go out and buy super expensive gear that you don't even know how to use yet. I would say stick to basic $100, $200 stuff just to get to where you gotta go. Because you said that you like body language, and I literally did, like I said, did not mix or master that. I was just hunched over at my desk in my bedroom. So just use what you got to get where you want to get. Steve Lacy has this, and it was an inspiration for me at the time because I literally went out and bought a laptop and was like messing around on GarageBand. And Steve Lacy has this TED Talk where it's like the bare maximum. And he was talking about how like it's like he had like a studio like with all these like different instruments and like a big full on like the little board with all the, mechanics and everything, and how he'd just be like in the corner on his iPhone, like making music.
Yeah.
And I think that's insane. Like, I think that's crazy to be able to like make something just from like a little phone in your hand. So don't underestimate your tools, it's how you use them.
Yeah. No, honestly, body language. When you told me on Instagram, like, oh, I recorded this in my bedroom, I was like, what? It sounds like I was like, no, you didn't. Oh my gosh. No, it's amazing. Okay. So we've done all the tough questions. Are you ready for a game?
Yes.
Yes, nice. Okay, we're gonna play a word association game. So I'm gonna say a word and you tell me the first word that comes to your mind.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of random words. So you just tell me whatever comes to your mind. Okay. Magic.
Magic. Let's say spell.
Yeah. Dinosaur.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Slash comet. Like.
Okay. All right. Superhero.
Superwoman.
Oh, nice. All right. Dancing.
Whitney Houston.
Yes, we love Whitney. We love Whitney. We love Whitney. Okay, yes. And there's a Whitney poster. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, Target.
Target, Rihanna.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
No, because she was in Target. Because she was in Target searching for baby clothes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. 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 Sometimes they really are like us. Okay. All right. Spicy.
Spicy. Jalapeno.
Ooh, yeah, those are good. Those are good on pizza, especially. Love that.
I don't like jalapenos. My mother loves spicy food, and because she loves spicy food so much, I'm just like, ugh. Yeah, because like she would throw it in everything, and I'm like, girl, come on now, jalapenos, like put them away. Oh,
Okay. Orange.
orange, emotional oranges.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. And the last word, Grammys.
Grammys. Poet22.
Yes, 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 yes. That's the right answer. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
me
having me.
today. Thank you so much. So, can you please tell everyone like your social media handles?
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the same handle.
Yeah,
Poet22 music. Yep.
nice. TikTok. Ooh, I'm excited for that. I didn't know you had TikTok. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch all your TikToks right now. So
Okay.
no, it was like a pleasure interviewing you. I was so excited for this. Like, I remember I told my mom, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I booked another interview. Oh my god!" And then I was like, "You know what's even cooler is it's a Black woman," and she was like, "Yeah,
Yes.
that is even cooler." Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, no, it's so cool when you see like people of your community and they're like thriving in the industry. It's just amazing because like people people don't understand like representation matters so much. So it's like
Mhm.
it's amazing that just seeing you and you're like and you're my age as well. Like I'm also 2002 and it's just like yeah no and it's so cool. It's amazing. I'm so glad I got to interview you.
I'm so glad you asked. That's what I was like, yes. That's all. Are you still interested in interviewing? Oh, yes. I had so much fun today. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Yeah. All right.